And we're back with our Black History Month program here on Fox 54. And joining me now is an individual that needs no introduction. It's Coach Van Pettaway. We know all about his athletic accolades at Alabama A&M, both as a player and then later on as a great coach. And of course, you guys know about our broadcast history as well. But hey, Coach, clearly, you've been known to be a great leader. But at the same time, come to talk to you, and then we find out that your leadership roles kind of was learned from some elder statesmen in your family, including some who may have had some brushes with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, that's correct, Mo. I'm from Selma, Alabama, and my grandparents, they were involved in the civil rights movement. Dr. King came through at that time, along with my uncle, Andrew Mosley Jr. So they had an opportunity to meet Dr. King, and my grandmother told me once that he even ate dinner at their house. During that time, you got to remember now, Selma was also known for the melting pot for up-and-coming ministers, and so Dr. King used to come through a lot. It wasn't always about the movement when he came through. He would come through to be guest speakers at different churches in Selma. Coming across Dr. King back in those days was, that was common until, they started the movement. And then, of course, when the movement started, we weren't in Selma. We were in Indiana. And so a lot of that stuff we missed, like Bloody Sunday. We weren't there for that. Mm-hmm. But what I did remember about Bloody Sunday, it prevented us from coming to visit my grandparents for the summer. Every summer we would make that trek from Indiana to Alabama to live with both sets of grandparents for the entire summer.
Coming through all that and just hearing these stories, are you kind of amazed at how much actually went on back then, especially in an area that was so close to your family?
Right, yeah, I was. I mean, when you read, a lot of times I didn't have to read the history books. I had my grandparents that could relay stories to us. And as a little child growing up, we were always mannerable kids, yes sir, no sir. To see my 80-year-old grandfather say yes sir to somebody that was younger than him because of the color of their skin, and I didn't understand that. Back then they had thicker skin, Mo. They had thicker skin. They would not allow slurs and things like that to get to them. Nowadays, you can't do that. If there's a racial slur, a lot of times people are ready to act on it. And that's just not how they started the movement, and that's not. Dr. King wanted everything was all about nonviolence, and I think for the most part it worked. It worked, and that's why we're able to sit here now as two black men and talk about it and the things that we do during Black History Month. But to me, it's not a Black History Month. It's Black History every day, every year. That's the way I see it.
All right, everyone, we've been chatting with Coach Van Pettaway as he talks about his memories from back in the day with the Civil Rights Movement.